Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, the Senate Ad Hoc Committee on Oversight of Emergency Rule in Rivers State screened the following nominees. 7 nominees for confirmation of appointment of chairman and members of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. 5 nominees for confirmation of appointment as chairman and members of the Rivers State Civil Service Commission. 7 nominees for confirmation of appointment as chairman and members of Rivers State Local Government Service Commission, and 14 nominees out of the 15 nominations for confirmation of appointment of chairman, executive director, and members of Rivers State Primary Health Care Management Board. That the Senate do confirm the nominations of the underlisted persons as chairman and members of Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. 1, Michael Ekpali Ode, PhD, chairman. 2.
I don't think you should read the name because the names are there already.
Yeah, the names are there. Please consider the names as listed. And then B, that the Senate do confirm as chairman and members of the Rivers State Civil Service Commission the 5 nominees hereunder listed as contained in the reports that we all have. And C, also confirm for appointment as chairman and members of Rivers State Local Government Service Commission the 7 names hereunder listed. And 4, also confirm for appointment as chairman and executive director and members of Rivers State Primary Health Care Management Board the 14 names hereunder listed. Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, on behalf of the committee, I wish to most sincerely again thank the Senate for the opportunity to serve in this regard. I so move.
Thank you, Leader, for...
Abdul Ahmed Ningi, representing Bauchi Central. And my observation is in regards to clause 311, even though you are coming to it, I'm just going to beg. I have personally approached the Senate leader as to the propriety or otherwise of bringing in someone from other states to chair a local election body. The Senate leader had time to discuss with me, and he told me initially they also raised this observation. But later on, they were brought copies of Supreme Court joint to do well going forward. Because I've been to Rivers State almost 40 years ago, and I know the quality of people in Rivers State. I do not see any logical reason why a riverman will not chair this electoral commission. That the committee has reported, I'm okay, but let it be on record that I don't see the necessity of having somebody from another state chairing a local election committee of another state. I so submit.
Well, I think there is...
My privilege. I also want to add my voice to this very, very important observation made by distinguished Senator Abdul Ningi. Let it be on record that I, Senator Mohammed Ali Ndume, I'm not against the appointment of whoever you recommended, but under the current circumstance and the fact that if today you want to interview 100 or even 1,000 qualified people for this position from Rivers, you will get it to choose from. Federal character, section 14.3, reflects that. And as he rightly said, we should not, as a Senate, just approve or think that what is being done is not against the Constitution. We are supposed to be guided by more than Constitution. We are supposed to be guided by the conscience. We are the highest decision-making body in this country politically. Please, please, I beg you in the name of God, because the history will be there. If there is nobody appropriately, if the argument you are giving me now is that you want to get somebody out of Rivers so that the person that will be in charge of this will be unbiased in any way, that is a different thing. But the people should be carried along. Thank you.
Chiwi Metair Monguno, I represent Borno North Senatorial District. With all due respect to my leader, Senator Abdul Ningi, who is a former leader in the Senate and a former leader in the House, and Senator Alindume, who is equally a leader in the House of Reps, my leader in the House of Reps, and a leader here. With all due respect, the Constitution is the grand norm of the land. So long as there is no inhibition, sorry, by way of constitutional prohibition, there is no constitutional inhibition. We are good to go. We are here to uphold the Constitution. In fact, we even swore to uphold the Constitution. And there is no any inhibition by way of the constitutional provision, which is the grand norm of the land. As a Nigerian, any Nigerian is free to take up appointment anywhere in Nigeria. I can be governor in Lagos State if I am elected by the people of Lagos. I can be governor in Benue if the people of Benue elect me, I will be governor in Benue. Look, in the Second Republic, somebody from Borno, Ibrahim Imam,
excuse me.
Contested and became member of House of Reps.
Order. Please, opposition member, Senator.
During the First Republic, one Ibrahim Imam from Borno State went and contested for House of Reps in Tipland, in Benue State, and represented Tipland in the House of Reps. So as a Nigerian, there is no constitutional prohibition. As a Nigerian, you can take up appointment anywhere. We are not talking about morality or public policy or something. We are talking about the Constitution, which is the grand norm of the land. And we are bound by the Constitution. And we swore to uphold the Constitution, which is what we are doing.
Sir, very distinguished colleagues, let me say that while I appreciate the concern genuinely raised by distinguished Senator Ningi, and he discussed this issue with me before today's sitting, let me just appeal that this is not a matter that should be politicized. It's also not a matter for which reason there should be any form of grandstanding. It's also a matter on which, please, Senator Ndume, please. This matter does not call for any form of grandstanding. It is a constitutional matter for any and every appointment, Mr. President, made pursuant to this Constitution. Two things always stand out as legal principles: eligibility criteria and disqualification. You may be eligible, but be disqualified. And the two are well spelled out in our Constitution. For eligibility, our Constitution says anyone to be so appointed into this position must be qualified for election into the State House of Assembly. You must be qualified. And the conditions for qualification for State of Assembly are stipulated in our Constitution. So the person we are talking about, well-educated, a Nigerian with a PhD, is eligible for election. The next question is he disqualified from holding this position? We, in the ad hoc committee, were the first to examine this issue. He's from Cross River. For the record, out of the 7 nominees, 6 are from River State, the members. The chairmanship nominee from Cross River. And we said, you are eminently, eligible, you are qualified. But are you not disqualified by the virtue of the fact that you are not a resident or a registered voter in the state, in River State? And the nominee was very clear. that there's no section of the Constitution that disqualifies him from holding that position. We did not stop there, sir. We put it on hold. We consulted. And by the following day, the committee receives decided cases by the judiciary. Now, this is why I'm saying there is no need for grandstanding. The courts have held that you don't have to be a registered voter in a particular state to be able to hold such an appointment. However, rather than grandstand, if we as a parliament disagree with the court on this, what is expected of us is to bring a bill and legislate it into action, into existence, that before you can hold such a position in another state, we now spell out the rule and say you must be a registered voter, you must be a resident. Otherwise, one, in the Constitution, there's nothing that disqualifies him. In case law, as decided by the judiciary, he's eminently qualified because registration as a voter is not a condition for appointment. So either way, either in the Constitution or in case law, the man is eligible, and that's why our committee has so recommended him. Politically, we also asked the administrator, and the administrator said, dear distinguished members of this committee, the case of Rivers is a peculiar situation. It's an emergency rule. I have all the respect for the people of Rivers State. All the six members are from Rivers. But the chairman we are bringing because we need all the neutrality that we can get. Not only someone who will just be neutral, but someone, not only that will be neutral, we want to be seen as being transparently neutral. And this is part of their transparency. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Leader. Leader, you've eloquently dealt with this matter.
I have the floor. Mr. President, I thank you for this privilege. But I want to say here that it is not from here that politics is creeping into this discussion. Quite frankly, because we are looking at Rivers State under an emergency rule, under an administrator that ordinarily is not supposed to be a member of APC. That's what it means. And so, what we are saying here is this. The report has been laid. I'm not sure that anybody is objecting to the report per se. You know, because something happened, something dramatic happened this afternoon on the floor of the Senate, where the chairman of Ethics, Privileges, and Public Petition breached all things that are ethical and left his house to another house.
Point of order.
Today, Mr. President, we are saying that if 6 people from Rivers can be members of the Electoral Committee, what stops the 7th person from coming from Rivers? But if in the wisdom of the extraordinary leader there, he picks somebody from outside Rivers, one, he's from Cross River, and you know that there were some eyebrows raised when he was appointed administrator. Now he has gone to pick a Cross River person again to become chairman of the Electoral
I think,
Commission.
order, please. Minority, I have 1 second remaining. 1 second.
At the end of the day, if you say it's politics, there's no problem with it because we are all politicians and it's politics that brought us here. So I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to be talking law here. I'm talking about ethics. And so, Mr. President, what you want to hear is that we are going to take this report. From this eyes, we are going to take this report. But let it be known that at least we have some concerns about what is going on there. Because in the first place, this is an emergency rule.
Your time is up. I'm sorry. Your time is up, Leader.
Less than 3 months.
Your time is up.
Have you been keeping time? This is somebody who has less than 3 months.
Order.
Lead and 4 months to stay. When is he going to conduct this election? When is he going to inaugurate this election? Because there are other elements
your time is
that can take over the reign of
Your time is up.
So if you want to, we can support you to do bad things. So at the end of the day,
your time is off. Yes. Order, please.
Thank you.
Order, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. But I think that let us sound a note of warning here. that we should not impute politics into everything that everybody says, because we are all concerned and we have our own views. We can express our opinions. Majority opinion will always carry. After all, you are majority now. But allow us to express ourselves.